previously on ZippyCraft. So I'm going to go ahead and do some enchanting and try to get some more enchantments on all of our diamond armor, as well as some of our diamond tools. So we're going to build a villager breeder, probably in this area right here. Alright, so we are over here at the base, and I think the first thing I'm going to do is place in all of the stone bricks. Guess what decided to blow me up right over there when I was putting in the wall? A good old creeper. Okay, and just like that, everything is now complete. This villager breeder is officially done, and let's go ahead and see if they have made any babies. And they have actually made 3 baby villagers already, so this thing is working absolutely perfectly. What's going on YouTube? Hey guys, this is Zippy, and welcome back to episode 9 of my ZippyCraft survival series. And today, we are going to be working down here in the basement because right now it is looking absolutely hideous. We need to pretty this place up and put in a nice floor, aka getting rid of all of this grass and all of these ugly blocks right here, and just making everything stone so that way it looks nice and clean. And then we're of course going to make a bunch of smooth stone slabs and throw those along the borders of everything. And then we also need to build the nether portal, which is going to go right here in the middle of the room. I have now decided that is going to go right here in the middle as opposed to along the back wall. And then we also need to add in some staircases, and I think I'm going to put them in each of these 4 corners so that way we have 4 access points down to the basement. And then on either side of the nether portal, I want to add really big pillars so that way it looks realistic in some way or another. So first, I say we should probably put in the floor since that's probably going to be the easiest. So we need to replace all these blocks and make everything stone. Okay guys, and here we go. This is the floor all complete. I went ahead and basically just replaced all of the blocks with stone. So now everything looks a lot nicer. And now I think the next easiest step to do is to go along the border on the floor and also the border on the roof with all of these slabs going along basically the perimeter of the basement. Okay guys, so here's the borders are in place, and as you can see it's already making a huge difference in just adding a little bit of detail on the walls, and that's simply just adding in a border on the bottom and a border up on top, and it already looks a lot better. So now I think the next step is to go ahead and add in the 4 staircases that are going to go into each corner, which is going to be how we access the basement. Okay, so here are 2 of the staircases in place. I haven't done the other side yet, but I want to quickly show you what it's going to be looking like. I kind of settled on this design right here, so I went ahead and I kind of wrapped around these slabs so that way it went along the staircase, and then it basically just spirals all the way up, and that'll take you up to the first floor. And then once again, I'll just come down this other side. You can come right over here and you can access the basement in all 4 corners, just like so. So now I'm going to build these 2 staircases just right over on the other side of the basement. Okay guys, and here are the other 2 staircases in place. So now we have all 4 staircases all ready to be used. So now we can access this basement. Alright, so we are almost done with the basement. All we have to do now is add in the 2 pillars and then put in the centerpiece, which is going to be the nether portal. So I'm going to go ahead and start building the pillars, and then we will save the nether portal for last. Okay, so here's what the pillar is going to be looking like. I kind of enjoy the design. I have the stone as the base, and then I also have the wood in the middle, so that way it still once again fits in with the kind of block pattern that we have for this build. And then we also added in some glowstone in the middle so that way it gives off some light, so that way no mobs will spawn. So this is basically what the pillar is going to be looking like. And now I just need to build it on the other side. Okay, and just like that, we now have both pillars in place, and now it is time to work on the actual nether portal. Now I think what I'm going to do is go into a creative testing world and test out a few designs before I start building it in the survival world, so that way I know exactly what kind of blocks I need. Because I think what I'm trying to do is go for a nether themed, which would make sense considering it's a nether portal. So I want to make sure that all of the nether blocks that I use in the creative world are somewhat easy to obtain in a survival world. So I'm going to go ahead and go into a creative world and test out a few designs and then show you guys what I've come up with. Alright guys, so here's what I've officially come up with for the nether portal design, and I think I really like it. I went through a couple designs. I kept messing around and taking away blocks here and there from this and adding on blocks here and there. but I think this is the final product and I rather enjoy it. I used a lot of red nether brick and nether brick stairs and nether brick walls and stuff like that, just because I felt like the normal nether brick color was a little boring and I liked the red of the red nether brick, so I used a ton of that, but I still also used the normal nether brick as well as the fences to give us some contrast, and then I went ahead and just plopped some glowstone around, so that way of course it is all lit up. And then this is actually 4 nether portals all in ones, which means I need to go ahead and go down into the mine to grab some obsidian, because we need to make essentially 4 nether portals, which will all link up in the same spot once we go to the nether. But I wanted to have a nether portal on all 4 sides of this build. So this is the final design, and now let's go ahead and start building it in our survival world. Okay guys, so here it is. This is everything all built. The last thing we need to do now is actually light the portals, and I went ahead and I crafted up a flint and steel so that way we can do that. But this is all in place, and I also kind of messed up in the testing world because I made it 10 blocks high, and when I started building it in the survival world I realized that there's only 8 blocks between the floor and the ceiling, so we kind of had to cut off the roof, but everything else was able to fit. And also the portal itself is 4 blocks high instead of 5 blocks high, but I mean, I think that's not that big of a deal. I think it still looks just as cool as it did. So now it is time to light this thing, so let's go ahead and go right on in the middle and light 1, 2, 3, and 4. And there we go, guys. This is the portal all lit. Let's go ahead and walk around it one more time so that way we can see it on all 4 sides. This is everything all completed, and yeah, it looks absolutely amazing. And now for the moment of truth, let's see where it takes us into the nether, and hopefully we do not land on this side of some random cliff that's impossible to go anywhere. Oh, it spawned us in the same spot that the other portal was in. Okay. So what happens if we walk back through? Oh, lovely. So that's the thing that's gonna happen. Okay, so let's actually break this. Okay, now let's try it. Okay, here we go. Let's see if this does anything different. No, we're still in the same spot. Okay, I think what I'm gonna need to do is actually link up the nether portals. But let's see if we go back through this one where we end up. Well, we've got some linking up to do here because now I'm in the middle of a cave. This is great. Okay, I will be right back. Okay guys, so after doing some linking of nether portals, hopefully now this should work. So let's give this a test. If we go on in here, we should end up in a new spot. Yes, there we go. Okay, so we are in a brand new spot. We're still in a trench, which is kind of inconvenient, and wow, that was a little bit of lag right there. But hopefully we can just dig our way out and then hopefully build our nether base maybe somewhere up there. It looks like there's an opening over there, or maybe over in this direction. Out this way, it looks like there's another opening. So I do want to build a nether base, and I was kind of hoping that we could just build it around the nether portal, but because we're in this trench, that's going to be a lot of clearing out to do, so we might just have to build kind of a tunnel to our actual base. But now let's see when we go back in if we end up in the same area. And there we go. We are in the same area, and we actually came through one of the other nether portals. So that just goes to show that no matter what nether portal I go through, it'll all end up in the same spot in the nether. And then when I go back through from the nether to the overworld, I could end up into any one of these portals, which is absolutely perfect. I won't end up in a different spot depending on what portal I go to. Alright guys, so that is going to conclude this episode because as of right now, it looks like our time is up. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Please leave a like on the video, and if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, this has been Zippy, and I will see you guys next time.